Hello, Flosstube. Welcome back. I'm Nicole. This channel is I Practice Stitchcraft, and I am so excited to see some of you again and maybe some new faces. I'm going to give you a stitchy update. This will be my first actual more traditional Flosstube because I started with an unboxing, then I did a whip parade. So Flosstube number 3, February 7th, 2021. And we're going to do a more traditional Flosstube. As always, that whistling is my bird, Luna. I tried leaving her cage open this time to see if she might not whistle and blow your eardrums out, but you know, we can only do so much. I'm coming to you from the same table I usually film at, usually, 2 Flosstubes. But I got wise this time. It occurred to me that if I moved to the wide end of the table instead of the narrow end, I would actually have space to put things. So you're seeing my living room over here. Whoa, goodness, that's my stitchy spot. You can see my orc jar just kind of hanging out there. So let's get started here. As far as FFOs are concerned, I have none. If you're a big FFO person, if you come to Flosstube for FFOs, this isn't the channel for you. I am way too slow and scattered of a stitcher for that. I also don't have any FOs for you. Kind of the same deal as the FFOs. And I will try in editing as I catch them to just put somewhere on the screen, who knows where, what the different acronyms mean in case you're unfamiliar with them. So, with that being said, I am going to move on to my whips. I have pictures of, for the couple that weren't new starts, I have pictures of where you last saw them. Assuming my editing skills are up to par, I will be showing those to you as we go. If they're not up to par, I'm going to be saying, here's a picture, and there won't be one, and it'll just be a little ridiculous. But, you know, we do what we do here on Flosstube. So, can't really see. I'm coming to you from the very snowy northeast. We had a big snowstorm. Behind me, there's another snowstorm going on out there. I am not a snow person, guys. I would very happily live in a place that does not have 4 seasons, just to not have winter. But here we are. So, in any event, on this snowy Super Bowl Sunday, I am going to share my whips with you. Guys, I hear Luna, but I don't see her, which is a little nerve-wracking. You never know what she's into. It's a little bit like having a toddler that way. So, my first whip. Sorry, just very distracted today. Is Though She Be But Little. This is what, there we go. This is what it's going to look like. I'm making this for a friend who's having a little girl. Hoping once it's done, which at the rate I'm going, to add like name and birth information like on this side over here. I don't know if I'm capable of that, but we've got a while before we figure that out. I'm doing this on Zweigart Lugana Splash 32 count. Oh, I guess before I show you that, if I'm capable of inserting a picture to show you where you last saw it, that'll be here. So you either saw a picture, you watched me pause like a stupid person, we'll say. This is where I am now. I added the leaves, I guess, multiple to it. This one is still in progress here. The splashes are showing up better this time, I think, than they did last time. But I couldn't see them in the editing last time, so we'll see. But I added the flowers, so kind of have this up here. I've got a lot I'm working on right now, and I've got a deadline for this, so I mean, the baby's coming whether I finish this or not. But for some reason, I just don't reach for it to stitch on it. I think I need to get it a little further, and then I'll be more into it. But that is that guy. That is from Stitches Lovers Shop on Etsy, if you're looking for it. These cards are from S. Ward Designs. You can find them on Etsy. Kind of like tracking what I'm working on when. I do that in several different places, but I like having the card in here. Oh, I found her. She's playing on my bar cart now. All right, my next whip for you is, it's a Marshmallow World from Sugar Stitches. This is my Merry 25 stitching, so I started it the day after Christmas. Goodness, here we go. Whoop. There it is. I started it the day after Christmas, and I stitched on it January 25th, and I'll take it out again February 25th. The colors are just so great. Really love the pinks and kind of minty greens in this one. It is from Sugar Stitches Cross Stitch Designs, if you are interested in finding that. Perhaps you're seeing a picture of where it was last time you saw it on my whip parade. And this is where it is now. For some reason, oh, floss in the way here. For some reason, let me put something behind it. It's pretty slow going. Not a fast stitch. Well, I mean, I'm not a fast stitcher in general. I've got that newbie slow stitches going on. But I added a little more to the border, and then I needed a break from stitching the pink and white checks. So I started, this is a bow, and it'll have an ornament attached to it eventually. Maybe when I pick it up next month, we shall see. Cute little needle minder that was given to me by Abby, or Jam, I should say, at Top Knot Stitcher when I ordered some other stuff. Cute little Christmas holly. So that's that guy. One of those ones, well, truly everything. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this far on this project, and then I don't. I clearly have no concept of how long any of this is going to take me. All right. One last whip before I show you, well, I have 3 more whips left. 1 you've seen before, 2 are new starts since we last chatted. This is the Dark Queen of the Sea stitch along from Autumn Lane Stitchery. Perhaps you're getting a picture of where it was when you last saw it here. I'm not taking any of these out of the Q snaps and whatnot. You can't really see all of her, but you'll get the point. So I finished, wow, why is this so hard? I finished the coral and the seaweed. Oh my God, there we go. I finished the coral and the seaweed. It's on this side. That was last month's, this was last month's release on this stitch along. The February release has come out, but I haven't started it yet because the added colors I don't have. I should say that the added colors were optional. Didn't have to use them. I just chose that I liked the idea of them. So the next part is kind of a black ring around her. It's meant to show like magic. Let me see if I can pull it up to show you real quickly here. This one also had 2 options, like some of the other versions that have come, or not versions, but sections. This one has 2 options as well. One is more magical, and the other is a little bit of a darker twist. Ooh, it's taking forever to open on my iPad. Let's see if I can get it on my phone instead. Be a lot smaller that way, but here we go. So this is the more magical version of part 6. She's got this like kind of magical orb in her hand, and then you can see all the magic stuff kind of going around her. The floss I'm waiting for is that they recommended or suggested, Autumn Lane did, Sandra Houston and Erin Houston, using Etoile or Etoile floss, if you watched Noah Stitches, which who hasn't, for the magic to give it kind of a sparkly flair. And I decided I wanted to do that instead of the traditional DMC color, so I'm just waiting for those colors to come in. The second option, the kind of darker version, has a skull instead of that magic orb, and then the same kind of design around her. So you could pick, going back, to have the Dark Queen be topless, which is what's happening here. This was a different face that came with blue hair. And then this one has her not topless with a different face and purple hair. And you could choose any combination of these. Mine is the covered version. And then they sold this hair kind of extension pack. It had 10 different hair colors, I think, in it. And I chose the turquoise one. And then the face that goes with the purple hair in the pattern. And I think, I haven't decided wholly yet, but I think I'm going to go with this version of, oh, sorry. I think I'm going to go with that version of part 6. And then once that's done, we've actually reached the halfway point of this sal, which is kind of crazy. So that's the Dark Queen. It took me the entire month and then some to get caught up on this, so I'm hoping the magic orb takes a little less time so I can work on my other stuff, because I've gotten myself into several sals that I'm trying to keep up with, but I'm just not a fast enough stitcher to keep up with them all. So the next one is the Broadway Sal from Taylor and Cromwell on Etsy. This is an 18 count hand-dyed Ada from Stash Unload. Very wrinkly, just ignore that part. I started the border on this. So this is going to be kind of a narrow, long project, and this will get filled in with 310, and then these circles will get filled in with a darker yellow, so they're meant to look a little bit like stage lights. And they go all the way around. Obviously, I have a lot to do on the border. That being said, they dropped the first part, which is so cute. Let me show you guys this one. It's a bee. It says, "Do you hear the people sing?" with the French flag behind it. So it looks like it's going to spell Broadway, and each letter is going to be kind of an ode to a different show. So we have Les Mis here. So I think I'm going to start working on this and kind of go back and forth between the letters and the border and try to move on with it a little bit. But the border is a good thing to kind of grab and go, because it's repetitive and then it's fill-in. So you can kind of pick it up and put it down easily without too much thought or concern. If, like, I took it when I went to get my first COVID vaccine, because I could work on it during the observation period after you get the shot, before they let you go, to make sure that you're A-okay. And I didn't have to look at a pattern or anything. I could just kind of sit and stitch while I waited. And the last of my whips is also a new start. It is the Barbara Anna Dreaming Girl Sal. This was kind of the teaser picture that came with it. You can get this at Creative Poppy. So I have been working feverishly on her. I'm a little bit obsessed with her. This is another one I thought I'd finish in less time than it's taking me. I did a lot of stitching on Friday. It's like, oh, I'll finish it on Friday. No, I'll finish it on Saturday. Now we're at, what is it, 2:45 on Sunday. She's still not done, but I think she's so pretty. I'm starting to understand the Barbara Anna obsession that people have. Getting behind that. A couple of floss conversions for me. The first is this side of her face. I did not have the called for color, which was 3856, DMC 3856. So I went one lighter on the DMC card, which was 951. I should have maybe gone one darker instead. She's real Snow Whitey here. There's a second color in here, DMC 948. It's like up in her forehead. It comes down the center of the nose. Like you can't see it. So by the time I realized it, I had done the face almost entirely and then added the other color in, and I just wasn't going to pick it up. I should have seen it coming though, because these are the two flosses. Yeah. And then the other thing that I changed is that I used a different floss for the design that's in the hair, because the hair color is this 918. And then the design in the hair color is this, which are close. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up. Yeah, they look more similar on the camera than they do in person. They're close, but they have a slight difference. So I thought, oh, that's going to be a nice subtle design in her hair. I couldn't see it at all, and I knew what I was looking for. So I picked that out, and I went up to my craft closet, and I pulled out a silk that I had purchased from Stash Unload. Noob was used. It's Coats and Clark's. I don't know. It was like a baggie of these things that were on Floss Unload. So let me see. That comes in any better there. So I bought it. And I was using it on here, and I actually really like the effect that it's giving the hair. But I'm actually now really concerned that I'm going to run out of this before I run out of hair design. It's got me a little panicked. I have to finish this motif. Then there's like two partial motifs up here. There's another like bigger one here. And then there's like some smaller ones that trail off on her hair. I'd be real upset if I run out of this. Wish me luck. On a more serious note, I'm going to say something that I'm sure you all know already, but you have to check out Michelle Garrett's conversion of this. She's using all sulky floss, and she converted the colors to be an indigenous person, which in and of itself is beautiful. But she also added a red hand over the mouth for murdered and missing indigenous women, hashtag MMIW. Look it up. It's terrible. It's truly terrible. I'm not gonna get too much further into it there, but I do recommend that you go look at Michelle Bendy's conversion and that hashtag and do a little research on that. Michelle's craftivist take on that did exactly what it was supposed to do. I was aware of the issue, but not fully, and it made me do some research. Look it up. Also, if you don't watch Two Martini Stitcher, she talks about a really cool app. I haven't downloaded it yet, but you can actually see, based on where you live, what land or what tribe your land was stolen from. And I believe she mentioned something about that you can pay rent on your land to that tribe, and then different tribes use that rent differently. She explains it in much more depth. Two Martini Stitcher, go check her out. I'll link both of them below. So, plans. I'm not a big planner. Like, I have a vague idea of what I want to do. I think once I get better at telling how long things are going to take, I'll get better at making plans. But I would like to finish, my first plan is to finish Dreaming Girl. The next part of that's a bi-weekly release. So the next one comes out on the 15th of February, the next part. I also want to get the February part of the Dark Queen done because I am keeping up with her, because if I don't, I love her, but I can see if I get behind on that I won't be able to keep up with it. It'll kind of get shoved to the bottom of the whip barrel and live there. I intend between now and when I see you next, which will be the weekend of the 20th, if I keep up my 2-week schedule here, my Dark 13 stitching will come out. That's my Lila's Studio Halloween Quaker. I am also starting Stitching Book Club's Sense and Sensibility pattern. That comes out on the 13th of this month. I got the kit, which I'll show you guys when I get to my haul. So all of that is happening between now and when I see you in 2 weeks. The things I would like to work on, but probably will not get to, is the Broadway Stitch Along, because the next part of that's a 2-weeker too. So the next part of that comes out on the 17th. Who am I that I thought I was going to be able to keep up with all these sales? I'm learning a lesson here, folks. I also want to get some stitches in on those She Be But Little, because, you know, I don't think Baby Girl's going to wait on me to get that into my rotation. And I'm going to try not to, I have this itch to continue starting things, which I can't keep up with what I've started. So I don't know where that's coming from or what I'm going to do. Though I am thinking of doing the March Madness Steel City Stitcher style, but I'll talk more about that next time. Now, moving on to haul. I wish I could pull off the haul call like Olivia B, but I don't think it would work for me. But if you haven't seen Olivia B and you haven't seen her haul call, go check it out. I have a basket of haul sitting next to me. Don't judge. And there's probably more in my mailbox, but I'm not going out in the snow to check it, so I'll refill my haul basket for next time. You can see it then. There will be crinkles. If you're a headphone listener and you're not into the crinkles, prepare yourself. The first thing I've got in my basket, and this is, guys, in no particular order other than how it landed in the basket. is Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts Stitching Book Club's Sense and Sensibility kit. It's a pretty cool kit. It comes with the DMCs that you need, some finishing edging. I don't know what you call that. It's not really rickrack. She hand dyes fabric for the kit, and then there's a backing fabric. And then it has this little booklet. Ooh, there's other stuff in here. I didn't actually open this, guys. I was waiting. Oh, cool. It comes with a needle. That's nice. It comes with a bookmark for when you're reading the book along. Based on what I've seen in her, if you haven't checked her Instagram out, check that out. I'll link that below too. This looks like it's a little preview of at least a piece of the design. It's got a little quote on the back. It says, "I wish as well as everybody else to be perfectly happy, but like everybody else, it must be in my own way." And then the little booklet that comes with it, it's not the pattern. That you can get the pattern even without the kit on her Etsy, Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. You can get that on her Etsy without the kit. And I should tell you, when you sign up, she'll give you directions for dyeing fabric this color if you want. She also has a white conversion where if you stitch it on a white background, she converts the colors for you. So this book is a little bit about Jane Austen, kind of a little biography of her. It has the reading schedule and discussion dates for the book club. And so, you know, the pattern is 72 by 97 stitches. This is 28 count even weave. It gives you that kind of information. And then it gives you a place to write some notes about the parts as you're reading them. Gives you just a little notebook for your read along book club part, which is pretty cool. This is my first time actually doing Stitchy Book Club, so I'm pretty excited about that. It gives you a place to do a review, and then it tells you some of the stuff that's out now and the things that are coming. I bought, I forget what she calls it, but I don't know if she calls it a subscription. I bought all of the patterns for this year's Stitchy Book Club, but that comes with 3 of the 4 patterns. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. She got a very cool deal with the C.S. Lewis camp about, she can sell 600 of these, I think. She talks about it on Stitch Mania, the talk show. But I think she got the right to sell 600 of these patterns. So that didn't automatically come with the book club, which I think is smart. I think that with that limit, that it should go to the people who want it the most separately. I like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I don't love it enough to take a pattern from someone who really wants it. So I'll be doing the other 3, but not that one this year. So that's my first little piece of haul there. I'm really excited to join the Stitching Book Club. Keep that all together so I don't lose things. We all know what this means. I recently binge watched Lindy Stitch's Flosstube from the beginning. And then I was like laying in bed thinking about her patterns. So I had to do a little purchase from Lindy Stitches. And I love the little doodles she does on all of her packages. So what did I get from Lindy Stitches? I got things, guys. I got things. Well, let me show you first. She does a little bit by way of freebies in her packages, which is just so cute and so sweet of her. The first is a sticker. This goes on the back of your work when you're done. You can put the title of what you stitched, your name, when you stitched it, and then you could write a note if you're giving it away or anything you wanted to detail. And then you just stick this on the back of your FFO. I have a few of these in my stash. I just, need to get some finishes to use them on. And then she gives a little freebie. Look at that little mouse. Can you even? He's holding a little spool of thread. I die. 18 by 25. Come on now. He may need to go in my stitch journal. Because I think he's maybe meant to be a scissor fob or something, but he's cutie patootie. So she sent those freebies, which was super sweet. Now for what I actually ordered, I got these scissors because they're so cute. Well, I guess take them out of the package, it'll be easier to see. They're actually kind of hefty. They're owls. Let's see, can you see, or not owls, it's an owl. I don't know if that's focusing, I can't really see it. Let's see his eyes. I don't know if you can actually see that. His eyes, his wings, super cute. Really sharp. Why does everyone do that? Like, we all do it. I don't know why. I got Emily's house. Let's see if I can show it. There we go. I have been obsessed with this pattern since I started cross stitching, before I knew anything about anything. I still don't know a lot about a lot, but I've seen this around and I just couldn't hold off anymore. So this was created along with Emily from Eclectic Possessions. Well, I guess Lindy Stitches, Stephanie at Lindy Stitches designed the pattern, and Emily at Eclectic Possessions picked the colors, all the gentle art colors to use on here. And this was created with Emily in mind, hence Emily's house. And the quote on the bottom says, "Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute." So, it's just so pretty. I'll show the giant birds and cats on the house, because why not? See why I want to start everything? I also got from Lindy Stitches Beautiful Things. One of her May bird samplers. I kind of want to make this look like Luna. I have no ability to do that, guys, none. So I won't, but I kind of wish it looked like my bird. And the quote on this says, "Oh, my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too." And I believe she got this quote from someone who posts their kind of poetry online, and he gave her permission. I just love that sentiment. And then she had in her shop the floss pack that goes with it. So instead of trying to source all of these classic color works separately, which we all know can be a little bit of a nightmare, I just went ahead and bought the pack from her. And the colors are super pretty. So that's another thing I'd like to get to. Guys, if you saw my stash for a new stitcher, I think you'd be horrified and delighted probably. I have so many projects already kitted up. I have binders full of patterns not kitted up, and I just keep buying more. Like, I don't know when I think I'm going to stitch all of these things, but here we are. I don't know if you guys saw, but Sulky recently was having a bit of a sale, and they did, what did they call it? I saved the receipt because I knew I wouldn't remember. Spools on the Loose bundle, which was 10 12-weight spools, a mix of the solids and the blendables. You didn't get to pick any colors. You didn't know what colors were coming. You just bought the 10 pack for $17.95, and they sent you whatever they wanted. And it was so good when I got my stuff that I actually went on to see if I could buy another one, but I think the sale's done now. I mean, those colors together, just beautiful. I guess I'll tell you the numbers in case you want to go buy these for any of your projects. This one is 4040. It's kind of a straw. It's coming up yellower on the camera. It's tanner in person. Kind of a straw color. This one is 1197. This is a solid. It's navy. And I think a lot of people know this, but in case anyone is unaware, the way Sulky spools are built, the ends kind of pop up. So when you're using it, you can pull your thread, and then when you're done, you can just kind of wrap your thread around there and pop it back down, and it'll keep it from unspooling on you while you store it. This one is 4034, kind of grays and blues. This might make for a good moon, actually. This one is 4004. But blendable, it has a lot of colors in it. One, 2, 3, 0. A beautiful teal. It's a little greener in person than it's coming on the camera. 1205. Pretty light blue. Matches everything in that Sense and Sensibility kit. 4029. Really pretty pinks. There's a little bit of orange in there, but it's definitely pinker than it's coming up on the computer. 1217. It's kind of chocolatey brown. 1189. This is a very, very deep kind of aubergine, eggplanty purple. 4013. Greens and blues and yellows. So that's the 10 Sulkies that were randomly chosen and put into my spools on the loose bundle. That was a lot of fun. Now, can we talk Victorian motto sampler shop for a second? I need to know from people who have been buying from Nancy longer than I have. Is it normal for her shop to be months and months backed up? Or is this something that's out of the ordinary? I know she had surgery or something, so she had stuff going on, and then I don't know if that just kind of all backed up on her. If you know, please comment below, because to keep it real, I'm considering canceling my Floss of the Month subscription, because I got 4 months, not February's, not February's yet, but I got 4 months worth of floss in one day. I've paid for it every month, but it took till now to get 4 months worth of floss. And I just don't really love that. So if you could tell me if that's normal, or if she's just going through something. If she's going through something and she's getting caught up, like, okay, I can deal with that. But if this is kind of the MO of the shop, I'm not sure if I want to continue. So look into my experts here. These, I believe, are the December flosses. Boughs of Holly. Very green. Dark green. Traditional Holiday. That's a really good red. Hold on, my address. That's not. Sea Breeze. These colors are not coming up well on the computer. It's much more of like a sea green blue than it's showing on the camera. Celebration Red, which I actually see no difference between these two reds. Let me see if I can get something better to. There we go. I see no difference in these. Wow, in these two reds. Maybe it's just my untrained eye. Wild Globe Flower. And Christmas Green. And there is a difference in the two greens. So that was 1 month's worth. This is the November flosses of the month. Pastel Lime, Rustic Barnwood, Blooming Orchards, nope, Blooming Orchids, Rocky Mountain Wildfire, nope, can't read anymore apparently. Rocky Mountain Wildflower, Appalachian Wildflower, which is very, very similar to Rustic Barnwood, and Faded Seagrass. Greens on greens on greens. So that's 2 of the 4 months that came. And don't get me wrong, the floss is beautiful. Like, the colors are really nice. They tend to be very subtly variegated. If you like a more intense variegation, this is definitely not your cup of tea, but these are the October flosses of the month. Misty Sea, Stuffed Celery, Evergreen Spruce, Rainbow Quilt. I actually really like this one a lot. Like red to pink. Kind of that antique-y pink color. Quilt Gathering. Old Maroon. And then there's one more, and this one is for January. So I got the other day October, November, December, and January in my mailbox. All shipped separately. This one is called Special Red. Definitely not orange. Seaside Blue, which definitely reads more purple than blue to my eye. Wintergrass. Wintergrass here is white. Just snow on snow on snow. Faded Pumpkin. Mountain Flower. Texas Wildflower. So that's my 4 months of Victorian Motto sampler floss. Like I said, I'm on the fence about continuing this one. I actually would really like to get on a Classic Colorworks one, but I'm having trouble finding one of those that's open. Considering switching perhaps instead to Fiberlicious because their stuff is gorgeous. But if you have more experience with that shop, just let me know. I also got, so I had to order some DMC floss for the Broadway Sal, which I'm not going to show and you can't just order flosses. Like, they can't travel alone. So I got this Mirabilia. It's a Blossom Goddess by Nora Corbett. She's gorgeous. I have had her on my 1, 2, 3 wish list for a while now, and I got it in my head, and guys, this is based on no fact, no information, nothing. I got it in my head that she was going to go out of print. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that. So I decided I had to buy her. So my DMC didn't travel alone. It came with the Blossom Goddess. Okay, I took a minor pause there. Not sure if you'll even notice that, but continuing on. I'm almost done, guys. Almost done. I got these Bread Keeps. They're cheap. They're from Amazon. I put little removable stickers on and write the symbols and stuff. They do the job. So on Thursday, I got my first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. And the site that I got my shot at happened to be about 10 minutes from Needleworker's Delight. Since I had to take the day off to go get my vaccine anyway, and it was right there, I figured it would be, irresponsible not to drop in and see what's up. So I got myself a few things. The first is a Rosewood Manor chart called Sunrise. There's a sunset one that goes with it. They didn't have it there at the moment, though. I saw this model stitched in the shop the very first time I went in there. But this picture just doesn't do it justice. It is gorgeous. So why did I decide I needed it in this trip? I don't know. But I did, so I got it. I also got, cameras really don't like this color. Another 18 by 27 of the same color that Dreaming Girl is on, because I'm kind of obsessed with the way the colors are showing up on this. So I wanted more. I am slowly collecting the Glitter Village houses, so whenever I go into an LNS, I just kind of grab one more. I have the fabric it goes on. I'm going to put them all together and make a pillow with it eventually. And then I got some of, I got DMC Diamant. Because Jody from Steel City Stitchers, she talks about this, and then I saw it in person, and I was like, that is really sparkly. I have no plans for where I'm going to use it, but I wanted to try it out, so I bought a spool. And then I also bought some of the colors, whatever was in stock. Not a ton in stock these days. For the Sunrise chart. They are weeks. I stood in front of the wall debating this for a good long time. But I think one of the things I'm drawn to in this chart is the colors. And I am not super adept at replacing colors yet. I can do it here and there for smaller things, but I didn't want to mess with the chart I was purchasing for the colors. So that's that. I also belong to Color and Cotton's Floss of the Month Club. These are, I get 3 skeins. These are December. They're so springy. I don't know why they're December, but I'm digging this, like, imagining the warmth while it's snowing out. We have Petal. These are a little more variegated, I think, than the camera's showing you. Everest and Nightshade. Those are beautiful. And the last bit of haul, because, that wasn't enough, that I have to show you. I talked about doing the Frogworts band samplers from Black Needle Society. And I got the year 1. I showed you guys that already. But no fabric I had in my stash was big enough to fit all 7 of those band samplers. 1 exists now. There will be 7. So I went searching I was still having trouble finding the color and size that I wanted. So I reached out to Hand Dyed by Rolanda, and I sent her a picture of the cover picture from the pattern and said, I need something like this. And super fast. She got back to me right away. We talked about what I needed, the size, yada, yada. And she had it dyed and in my hands, I want to say in less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks max. And it wasn't something she had in stock. She dyed it. Let me give you an idea of how big this thing is going to be. Well, first off, here's the fabric. It's so perfect for that. So this is the width. That's doable. Yeah. That's the length. It's a big mama jama. But I'm excited for that. Ooh, also Autumn in Stars Hollow, the Black Needle Society Autumn in Stars Hollow box. That comes out this week. 100% on my list of things to purchase. So will definitely be on my game to try to get that this week. And that is all my haul. All my haul. I don't know if there's anything left in the world for you to buy, but I hope there is if you want to get stuff. Told you guys, I have more stuff than anyone who has been stitching for as little time as I have has a right to have. Maybe one day I'll take you into my stash. Today is not that day. Two more things on my to-do list. The first is that I decided I love watching Flosstube, and I wanted to kind of do a featured Flosstuber each episode. Just someone I really enjoy watching, and some of them you'll probably know about already, but if you don't, maybe I'm going to send you to someone who you haven't seen yet but might enjoy. So this episode's featured Flosstuber is Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. I will link her below. Julie. I chose her for this episode for two reasons. One, she's the first Flosstuber that I binge watched. I kind of went back to her first one and watched her all the way through. So I decided she would be my first featured Flosstuber. Also, she's a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. And while I am someone who, in a normal year, when you can get together on Super Bowl, I root for the Super Bowl snacks and halftime show. I'll root for Kansas City in her name today. But she has some really cool projects, and she stitches a variety of different types of projects, which I think is really cool to see. She's also prolific. She finishes she gets so much done. I don't know how she does it. And she also designs under Hemlock and Rye, and she has some really cool patterns, and she does some cool kind of pop culture things. And I just really enjoy watching her videos. She also, at the end of her videos, so if you're not into this, she tells you when it's coming and you can kind of peace out before it happens. But she does a book talk at the end of her videos, which I really appreciate. I found some really great books through her book talks. She's really great at talking about them. It's something I'm not very good at, but I appreciate in people. And I can always tell from her descriptions if it's something I'm going to like or not. And she has a niche that she likes the most, but she also does read a lot of different kinds of books, which is cool because it's kind of introduced me to some things I probably wouldn't have picked up without that kind of recommendation. So if you haven't watched Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, that's next on your to-do list. But I don't know who hasn't watched her yet at this point. So on that note, I'm going to end this video. I decided in my last video that I was going to end each video with a quote. So today's quote is in honor of Valentine's Day, because I won't see you guys again before then. It is a sonnet written by Lin-Manuel Miranda that he used as his acceptance speech at the Tonys when he won for Best Score for the musical Hamilton. And he wrote this for his wife, and after the shooting at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. And I think that it's just a very fitting way to end pre-Valentine's Day and to kind of always remember. So without further ado, Lin-Manuel Miranda's words. My wife's the reason anything gets done. She nudges me towards promise by degrees. She is a perfect symphony of one. Our son is her most beautiful reprise. We chase the melodies that seem to find us until they're finished songs and start to play. When senseless acts of tragedy remind us that nothing here is promised, not one day. This show is proof that history remembers we lived through times when hate and fear seemed stronger. We rise and fall in light from dying embers, remembrances that hope and love last longer. And love is love, 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 cannot be killed or swept aside. I sing Vanessa's symphony, Eliza tells her story. Now fill the world with music, love, and pride. Happy stitching.